And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining our webinar this afternoon. We're excited to bring you a solutions webinar, a little departure from what we've been doing this week. I'm very honored to have Dave Scahill and Kathy Wahl with us today to present to you information on some of the products and services that the Discovery Source provides. But first, I just want to express my appreciation to Dave. Dave is not only a trusted colleague for the past probably 30 years or so, but also presently a board member for the Region 9 Head Start Association, and someone who really helps us to remain engaged with our community, both in terms of content, as well as working with our partners who bring us so many great resources, both in terms of training, products and services, as well as resources for our classrooms. I appreciate Dave's commitment to our field and really feel quite honored to have him as one of our board members. Dave, thanks for your work today. Looks like we've got folks here from Koreatown in Los Angeles to Alaska to Guam to Uplands to Tracy, California. I saw Kentucky and Connecticut, so we've got a great group gathered for you. Look forward to hearing about the products and services that you provide and various resources that you can offer our group. Thanks, and enjoy your webinar, everyone.
Well, thank you, Ed. Really appreciate those kind words. It's our pleasure and honor to be able to work with early childhood educators throughout the world. First, I'd really like to say that we hope you and your families are healthy, safe, and calm during this challenging time. Our hearts ache for those who have been hit the hardest by this pandemic, but they also are filled with awe and gratitude as we see so many individuals rising to be able to help, jumping in, really joining together. And it's really wonderful to be able to see everyone joining together through this crisis. So I just wanted to start with that. I also have here today Kathy Wahl, who is the director of the Inclusion Collaborative and our partner at the Discovery Source in talking about the calming kit. And that's really what we're going to talk about here today. So Kathy, would you like to introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about you and our relationship?
I would love to, Dave. Hello, everybody. And I also want to mention I saw Tennessee on there. I mean, we've got people from all over. It's very exciting. So welcome to our webinar, and I'm honored to be able to partner with Dave Scahill and the Discovery Source. I am the director of the Inclusion Collaborative with Santa Clara County Office of Education. We have been around for about 15 years. We're not general ed, we're not special ed, but we support inclusive practices and inclusive education. And we actually support, we started out serving birth to 5, but we have progressed and now we serve birth to 24. We have a warm line. You can go to our website, inclusioncollaborative.org. We've got lots of resources for you. And so we have lots of other activities that we do. We are with the Santa Clara County Office of Education, but we end up serving people outside of our county because a lot of people need support with inclusion. We also have a warm line that anyone can call. We have a funder that supports it, and we provide English and Spanish and Vietnamese. So you can go to our website, inclusioncollaborative.org. I should have put it on the PowerPoint, but I didn't. So I'm delighted to be here. And next slide, Dave. Today, we wanted to share with you a little bit about the calming kit that has evolved. So I was going to do a little sharing about how the calming kit came about. We started probably about 5 or 6 years ago. We were teaching social emotional regulation and doing lots of trainings with the Teaching Pyramid and the California Social Emotional Learning Foundations. And we found that teachers really needed to have supports right then and there, just in time to be able to use in their classroom. And so we started doing a make and take, which is where you get some information, you are able to make products and supports and visuals that you can then take home and use the next day. And so one of our big, off the chart popular make and take training was, we called it the Calm Down Kit. And we did that probably 5 or 6 years. we had a makerspace here and a site to be able to support that. And we had folks that were able to produce and support that for us. And then our building needed it for another type of support for educational services and teacher support. So the makerspace was closed. It was very big. It was very open to anyone. And at that point, there was about 6, 7, 8 months that we were like in limbo, wondering what we were going to do. And here comes Dave Scahill, to the rescue. The Discovery Source was very interested in looking at this and making it as a product. And so it took probably about a year, Dave, don't you think, to kind of put together the different graphics, the coming up with the style and what you wanted to support. And so we were able to then partner. We've been doing it for 18 months now. It's been amazing. And the Calming Kit then is something that has everything together. It's a group of tools that provides those sensory strategies and education, emotional supports that can assist kids right when they need it. You don't have to run and get it. It's all together. And we have to remember we're constantly teaching how to self-regulate our bodies and our emotions so we can be ready to learn. And it's just been a phenomenal experience seeing the Calming Kit go to town and what it's done in the last 18 months. So these are some things that are included in the Calming Kit and some strategies that are used and tools that are in the backpack that are part of the Calming Kit. They are available for 3 to 5. We use them sometimes for 8 or 9 or 10, to tell you the truth. And they are available in English and Spanish. Dave, I'm going to let you share a little bit more about what's in the Calming Kit.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kathy.
You're welcome.
We wanted to create a tool that had self-regulation skills and teach something that taught about feelings and emotions, so children can get in touch with, how do they feel and what makes them feel that way, and then what kind of emotion do they have, and how do they deal with those big emotions, as well as have something in there about self-esteem and respecting others. So we have a complete guide that walks you through. This is the teacher's version. We're also going to be talking about the family version in a little while, but it's got a teacher's guide, poster that lists these 10 important feelings and emotions. We have a feelings wheel and bingo games, breathing charts, and calming strategy cards, and we'll walk through, and a social story.
And this social story, very important.
Very important. In addition to our big book, Perhaps I'll Be an Oracle. All the materials are in English and Spanish, except for the Perhaps I'll Be an Oracle book. So in the guide, we have this where it's written by experts in the field. We have consultants like Kathy's people who just know exactly what is needed. They're experts in the field, and it was really amazing to be able to partner with them to create this tool. So we wanted to show you the contents of the Calming Kit guide. There is a breathing chart, feelings wheel. Well, actually from pages 1 through 9 are the materials that are in the kit. We originally had bubbles and magic springs and Play-Doh, but we realized most teachers already have this, so that would just extend the cost of the kit. But let's create lessons and keep the lessons in for them. In addition, nice. A variety of different books that we recommend that we created lessons for. So it's a pretty robust lesson guide.
What I really liked about this, Dave, is that you had things that you could add, like the bubbles, the magic spring, which is actually a plastic slinky type of toy. And all those things could be added, but maybe they don't all need to be added for your group of kids. You also can rotate things in, so you have new tools and strategies to introduce to the kids. So it's nice to have some options that you can add to your kit as you grow it.
Exactly. So inside the guide, we laid it out where we teach you about what the item is, like the feelings wheel, and tell you what it is. And then we broke it out into direct teaching or in large and small groups, as well as using materials with individual groups.
And there's the family guide. Should I tell
So
them?
what's happened with this pandemic is obviously everyone is got to stay at home, and programs are shut down, and programs are scrambling around to figure out what can we do to help our families. And so we went back to the drawing board and said, well, let's redesign the kit so it's more family friendly, and we can provide something that families can actually do with their children, and really work on this important emotional and feelings and emotions, and self-regulation and mental health right now, really, for our families, as well as they're still learning together. So Kathy, you want to talk a little bit about—
I was going to share our story, Dave. Are you ready for it? Let's just get it out. All right. So COVID-19 came to Santa Clara County with a vengeance, actually. We're a very high number. We've been in shelter officially since March 17th. Our local Santa Clara County First Five decided they wanted to really make sure all the high-risk families that we serve with our family resource centers received activities, supports, and tools to be using at home to continue working with their young children to support them during this shelter in place, as we call it in our county. The CEO of First Five called me and said, I want every calming kit you have. And I said, we've got 94 right now. So we got 94 ready to go. They actually are putting together 2,700 calming kits. So we were able to mobilize from the discovery source another 1,000 calming kits. And then after that, they decided they wanted every family activity kit to have one. So they ordered another 1,500. But within that week, Dave was able to work with his printer, come up with the family calming kit, and those are going out and being packed as I speak right now to our Santa Clara County folks. And I think having something for families to use at home to support them is going to be huge. And I know my own personal family has been really utilizing the calming kit with their young children. So thank you, Dave, for making that happen. We know that there's more counties interested in getting the family calming kits out, and we're very excited about this. And we're working on videos to have children share how they use these tools when they're in the home, which has not been done before.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So the guide is written differently. It's smaller. It's really focused for families. And we'll give you kind of an example here, where instead of going through small group, large group, we redesigned it just to talk about how to use the feelings wheel as a family. And we added some new games that they can play, and giving them suggestions of how they can talk to their children and really help children to identify those feelings, and for the parents to be a little bit silly and have some fun and kind of act out, what it looks like when they have these feelings and emotions, and really get the family talking about what it is to have anger or frustration, or to be overexcited or love. And so that's how it's redesigned. It's shorter, smaller, more focused just on the components in the kit, with lots of ideas for the families. We have a bingo game, board games. There's 4 bingo cards to go along with the feelings wheel so that the family can have some fun with it. And as you can see, everything is in English and Spanish. We'll come up with other languages in the future probably, but this is what's available now. The self-regulation cards, I'd like to have Kathy, why don't you talk a little bit about why these were designed and how they work?
Well, we originally had different visuals, and so they've been redone and look wonderfully polished and amazing, but they give kids different strategies or different ideas that they can use. We like to have these on a little ring. Sometimes you can even wear them on a lanyard so you can pull them out and give kids ideas when you might want to use them. You could have them on a hook at home, and when someone needs a calming strategy, they can go look for something. So there's things like listening to music, having calming thoughts. What are some other ones? I'm looking at them.
Well, I'll walk through it a little bit
Okay.
on the next slide. This is the area where we really added new pages, so we could give a lot more ideas of what families can do.
Bubbles is a really good one. And then you would have bubbles nearby that kids could access or have some support with. But it gives kids ideas and strategies that they can then turn and use themselves, because that's what we're trying to teach: social emotional regulation that lasts for life. Exactly. And to tell you the truth, there's some adults that I know that probably need some calming strategy cards right now, if you know what I mean.
I think we all do, especially breathing and calming our minds. But we'll get to that in a minute. But even these cards are really fun because you can also play matching games. Mm-hmm. You can do boys, you can classify between boys and girls. You can classify between different color hair. There's a variety of different skills that we do in early childhood that parents can do with the children while they're having fun. Breathing is one of what we found in the last year, that children love this activity, and so do teachers. And I really believe this is one of the key skills in helping children to be able to calm themselves on their own, anytime, any place, when they learn this belly breathing strategy of breathing in through your nose and blowing out through your mouth, doing it consecutively at least 3 to 5 times. We have a little breathing chart that the children can move the child, where there's a picture that shows them breathing in and breathing out. It calms the mind. It slows down the heart rate. I know I've been using this myself lately a lot more since I learned it, especially for sleeping. It's great for transitioning and trying to get children to calm down before naps. And the research, I mean, the results we've gotten back in our surveys, this is one of the most favorite activities that teachers like, because it really does help calm their whole class down.
What I think is really cool is it pairs, that kinesthetic movement of pulling it off the Velcro and moving it. And so it just is another modality for kids to get that counting in and understanding and experience of take a breath, blow out, and then you move the card. And that's a really amazing way to teach young children how to do this, that hopefully stays with them throughout life.
And there's a really fun video to watch of Elmo doing the monster, Elmo the monster. It's pretty funny, and it's entertaining to watch. Yep. And children love it. So here you'll see on each card like happy thoughts and stretching and yoga movements. We've tried to give families activities that they can do with each card. And so there's 3 pages of these types of tips. The self-talking phone. This one I really love, and it's again one of the things that we've gotten really good feedback on. And one of the things I personally have done my whole entire life is talk to myself and try to keep a positive mental attitude no matter what happens, no matter how bad things can be. I breathe, I think about it, I get out my self-talking phone and I say, Dave, it's all gonna be all right. Or what we really want to do is train that voice that's on our shoulder, that voice in our heads, at a very early age, and use this to be able to vent out frustrations, and especially to be able to use it for positive self-talk.
Right. And we like to mention that even positive self-talk helps adults too.
Like I said, I've been using it my whole adult life. All right, so again, we have a page each in the calming kit for the family has a little guide to help walk them through and give them some ideas to be able to use it with the children. They love it. Everyone can pass it around, do their own affirmations, you know, really practice this every day. The breathing, the self-talking phone are really daily practice. Those things should be used every day. We also put in a foam heart that we use for, and talk to everyone and teach them about using it to be able to use to, as a squeeze toy, you know, and be able to get frustrations out. And when they're anxious, to be able to just hold on to it and squeeze it. But we also pick the heart because when children are lonely or sad, they can cup the heart, think about how many people love them, talk about love and their emotional love. So we kind of use it as a dual purpose manipulative.
Kids love the heart too.
Yes, they do. So Kathy, you want to tell us about our Calm Down social story?
So a social story is written in a child's perspective, and it helps kids be able to manage and plan and have other options to go through some maybe experiences that might be a little harder for them. It also, when your brain is calmed down and calm and you're able to learn, it gives you ideas and tips and strategies to do when you might need them later on. They're written in child's perspective. They're written in really easy language, and there's lots and lots of pictures. So the calming kit has a social story in it, and it talks, and it's in English and Spanish, which I love, and it's got real pictures, which kids really tend to like looking at real kids' pictures' faces. And it says, sometimes I feel upset or angry, and that kid does look like he is. So that the kids will connect with that. And what's next, Dave? Oh, well, anyways, we can go through the calm down, but it really gives kids ideas of what they can do when they feel angry. So it'll talk about giving you ideas of counting, blowing bubbles, and it has the pictures of kids doing it. So it's a very powerful tool, and I'm delighted that it's actually in the calming kit, because it's something that you can read. There you go, Dave. Thank you, Dave. But it's something you can actually have around and talk about before you need a calm down strategy, because then the kids have already gotten that information and you can pull out an idea that they can possibly use. The calming kit is also available in Spanish. The guide is available in Spanish, correct?
Yeah, so we're going back to the teacher version, because I know some people are interested in both the teacher version as well as learning about the family version. So we do have the guide in Spanish for the teacher version. We actually have a program who's buying the family calming kit and needs the Spanish version now. And I was having trouble with getting in touch with my translator, because she's been extremely busy. She works in a school district. And so anyway, they offered to translate it this weekend so that we can get the family guide translated right away and get those
awesome.
printed. And we're moving as fast as we possibly can to meet the needs of everyone, and everyone's pitching in. It's so wonderful. When they said, Dave, send it to us, we'll do it for you right now. We'll have a team work on it. So like, all right.
I think that really shows the depth of where we are currently today, that everyone knows that we need to do something and have strategies. And I think the calming kit and the family calming kit are going to be really powerful to be in homes and really supporting kiddos as they need it going through the next couple months at least. So thank you, Dave, for making that happen.
Absolutely. You know, when we first started working on this, we had no idea. I mean, our goal was to get this information out to people and give them the tools and strategies to use in classrooms, hoping that someday that we'd be able to do something with families. But all of a sudden now here it is. And so we're doing everything we can to be able to help these families and help these children, because both Kathy and I, and I'm sure all of you agree, that if children can learn this early on in life and have these skills for life, hopefully by the time they get to middle school and high school, when things become really difficult for them, they have coping mechanisms that they can use to be able to stay cool and, you know, be happy with themselves and understand that they are a strong individual and not have to, you know, get depressed and all the things that happen with some of these teenage kids. So it's exciting.
I also think, Dave, that this is, as the family kit goes into homes have different age groups. So if you have an elementary student sharing or an age student sharing this with their preschool sibling, that middle school or elementary school student will also learn these tips and strategies. Same thing with parents. When you're going through and reading this with them and doing strategies with them, you take some of that on yourself. So I think there's going to be a nice cascade of support that's going to go through the whole family dynamic itself. You want to mention the DRDP?
The other thing we wanted to do is, for those of you in California, if you work in a preschool program, you're very familiar with this tool. If you're a parent watching, this is what's called the Desired Results Developmental Profile. And this is what we're hoping children will learn. And we measure these types of skills. So with the family, both the teacher kit and the family kit, when parents are, you're still going to be doing activities that are going to be supporting the kinds of things that we're trying to do in classrooms.
And they're all very developmentally appropriate.
Exactly.
What we need to do in our early childhood. So it's totally is aligned with many of the DRDP strategies here.
So we also wanted to show you, for those of you who are outside of California, and many people use Teaching Strategies Gold as an assessment, or the creative curriculum. We also kind of highlighted a lot of the skills that we think the Calming Kit will still be addressing and helping families to continue to help your children learning the kind of skills that we want them to in classrooms at home.
And it aligns again with the Calming Kit.
Exactly. And we're doing a pilot program right now. We have these in thousands of classrooms, but we're doing a pilot program here where I'm from in San Diego, California, with the Navy. And it's been extremely rewarding to work with them because their children they're in a different type of trauma in many cases. But in this world, we're all in trauma right now. And to see this quote that came back from one of the training curriculum specialists who works with the teachers, this was what it was all about for me. That the tools are effective and the children are learning to manage their behaviors on their own. I was very happy to see that one especially. We have been doing trainings, as Kathy said. That's how this all started to begin with, was live trainings up at the Inclusion Collaborative in Santa Clara County Office of Ed, where Kathy still does, we'll do eventually again many trainings, and we'll do trainings, as the discovery source. And we're talking about now virtual training. So as Kathy had mentioned, we have some people working on making videos of children and families working with the Calming Kit together. And I've had some requests for training for the parents on, doing a virtual training so we can walk through the components and give them the suggestions on how to use it. And so that's in the works. And Kathy, you want to talk a little bit about the professional development as well?
Well, we have offered the Calm Down Kit as it was make and take training for 3 hours. It's gone down to about an hour and a half now if we already have a kit. So that's great. And we have people pull it out and actually use it, but this has all been in person. We are currently, my staff that are sheltering in place with young children, they're getting paid to use the Calming Kit in their home and do videos. one gal actually has 4 children, and so she says she definitely has used her Calm Down kit in the last 2 weeks. So we're hoping to get some video out of this of kids actually using it, and in the kids' voice of what's going on. I think that's going to be really powerful. And then we're working on our virtual training so that we can offer it virtually, because that's what we have to do, distance learning at this point. But Zoom seems to be working really well. We have 1,025 people on this right now. Can you believe it? And we're delighted that you're here to find out about it. And we think there's endless possibilities for getting folks trained in basic self-regulation skills that we should all have and that we want to promote within our young students that we have.
Now I see there's quite a few questions, I think, in this.
There are.
And I think we're just about done presenting. Our goal is to have healthier, happier, calmer, self-regulated children. And Kathy, what do you think? Skills to use for life, right? That we can all use a little calming down once in a while, that's for sure.
We have been contemplating how to, put together the adult calm down kit, adult calming kit, because we certainly need one. Or the calming kit on the road, Dave, for example. Although no one's driving right now. So at any rate, I think that, there's endless possibilities with this, and we'd love to hear back from you, what your thoughts are. I think, Dave, did you put a link to how to get
hold? Yeah. But I think we have time. We have plenty of time for questions.
Yeah, we do.
We do, Dave. And this is Dave, would you like to read the chat questions, or can I assist you? What works best?
Maybe if you could read them to us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure. Yeah, the number one question that has come up is, how do I buy the kit and what does the kit cost?
Oh, okay. I do have that. We have it on our, whoa, sorry. Let me see. I'm trying to get to our website real quick.
You can go to thediscoverysource.org. You can also go to inclusioncollaborative.org under professional development.
So here's the discoverysource.com. This is our website. And we have the calming kits listed in here. The family kit is $39.95. We have a standard calming kit and the expanded calming kit at $59 and $79.95. What we are doing though is we're trying to get the cost down as much as we can for people. So if you have a large quantity that you're looking to buy, we will definitely, we can create a quote for you. And we're doing free freight on orders over $1,000, no matter where you're at.
That's great. And Dave, I saw a question a little earlier up that if an agency buys calming kits, is there training that comes with the kits so that they're implemented? And is that training face-to-face or is it all online?
We have both. So, well, we don't have the virtual training finished yet. It's
in the works.
But we will have it pretty soon because we need it now, right? So I have one program that wants me to do one as soon as next weekend, or as soon as their families get the kids. We do a virtual training for them. We've always done live trainings in person, and we'd still be happy to do that, whether it's for your families or your staff. But the virtual training seems to be something that we need to get done so that we can do distance learning. And for those who are utilizing these for their families especially, I'm working with a trainer who's bilingual, so that we'll be able to have a Spanish training as well.
And I don't see this question now in the queue, but I saw it previously. If someone does not have the ability to buy the kit, what are some key things that you could suggest that they would put in maybe a homemade calming kit? What are the 4 or 5 things that you would recommend they could do on their own while they're either waiting for yours to arrive or just if there is not access?
Oops. Kathy, do you want to talk about the make it on your own?
Well, I think if you look at the items that Dave had mentioned, you can put your own basket of goodies together to have strategies already for kids. A book on feelings or emotions is really good, and there's lots of children's books that talk about that. Again, some kind of squeeze toy. Bubbles are always amazing and magical. Having some kind, you can get lots of Google images of pictures of different children's emotions. You just Google it up and then, copy it off or put it on laminate it or put it in a plastic sheet, then kids could look at it and identify their feelings. I like a glitter bottle or a slinky that's kind of mesmerizing and it gives kids something to do. Even just having a calming corner with a beanbag chair or a soft pillow where kids can go to kind of have a calm down time is a good idea. So there's lots of things that you can put together on your own and have a basket of tools already set up for you. You can find those little phones probably online somewhere. Play-Doh, I love Play-Doh because Play-Doh uses heavy motion and that gets some of that extra energy out that we might have when we have lots of emotions. So those are just some ideas. Oh, I see stress balls. Someone's just put some really nice things down. Thank you, Lenora.
Yeah, I really highly recommend the breathing.
Yes,
Bubbles.
breathing is a good one.
Breathing in bubbles, having a sensory area with the Play-Doh and things like kinetic sand or really cool types of sensory materials or things you can make on your own that you can get recipes for online everywhere. You can reach out to me, or I'm not sure, Ed, if we're going to be able to reach out to everyone who's attended, but we could put together some resources and get them out in the next few days to give people specific suggestions.
Great. We can certainly follow up with everyone who's on the webinar to make sure they have the links to your site and clear instructions on how they can purchase it to get through and get those. I'm looking now at the questions and I do see just a couple others. One was, will there be a version for kids that are nonverbal or autistic?
Maybe. The sky's the limit. There's a lot of these, actually a lot of this stuff is very, the visuals are very supportive, the different fidgets are very supportive. So I think easily this could be adapted for kids with autism.
Great.
You know, we love these kind of questions. Yesterday, I was talking to someone who said, I need something for infants and toddlers. Mm-hmm. And some of these could be appropriate for infants and toddlers, but it really wasn't designed for that. So we're already talking about, okay, what can we do to support families and teachers who are working with infants and toddlers? So this is our new mission at the Discovery Source. I mean, we're really passionate about creating solutions that are practical and useful, and they work, and they're fun, and they're affordable. And so, Kathy, let's get to work on that.
Let's get busy.
Excellent. Excellent. Just a couple other questions.
Ed, is it possible to get a copy of all the chats?
It is, and I was just going to mention I'm following both the chats and the questions. So Fernanda will download those and provide those to you, so that you have them for.
If someone specifically wanted to reach out to me, they could put it in the chat, and then I can go through that. That would be a good idea.
Sure, and we can also give emails at the end of this. There was a couple of the questions pointed to us. One is this session is being recorded and will be posted in about 24 hours to our website, so that folks who want to share this information with others might want to wait, get the copy of the recording and pass that on. There'll also be certificates and then a PowerPoint and other details for folks that want that for their work. So we've got that taken care of. I'm looking at just one other question on the materials, asking if they are laminated or not.
Oh, yes. Dave?
Yes, so that was a big question. The feelings wheel is laminated. That absolutely is on the family kit. On the teacher kit, everything is laminated. On the family kit, trying to get them done as fast as we could to meet the needs of Santa Clara. Laminating takes longer, so we looked at it and said, the feelings wheel has to be laminated for sure. The bingo cards and the strategy cards, you'll see they're on very thick
Cardstock.
They have a shiny finish. You know, I don't know if I can show it to you, but you could probably listen to me. I can, oh, wait, I almost did that. You know, we can shuffle them, play card games with them. So they are very durable. But on the family one, we do not have them fully laminated, but they are durable. On the school version, everything's laminated.
They're definitely laminated.
Yeah.
We know preschool, they must be laminated. Good question though.
Yeah, it looks like there's just a couple other questions, not so much on the kit that you might want to respond to. Let me just point out, the question was, now I just lost it, my apology. It was, I see the importance of learning to self-regulate. However, you don't need to necessarily follow up. It might be problem solving once you calm down. Then what? Maybe that's a question you can address.
Well, we all know when we're not calm and we're stressed out that our brain is not connecting and regulating itself to be able to learn. Mm-hmm. So once you're able to calm down and regulate yourself, your brain will be able to learn and do what you're supposed to be doing. Does that make sense? Go back to normal activities. And in school, it's learning. At home, it's, you know, participating in the home routines and distance learning now. Hate to say it, but so it's a matter of getting your brain regulated and your body regulated so that you're able to be in charge and determine what you need to do next. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. Makes
Dave,
sense.
Any comments on that question?
No, I think you answered it perfectly.
So I don't see any other specific questions about the calming kit. It seems like you've covered that well. We've given out the information in terms of where the kit's available, and we will be following up in an email from us so that you can follow up with the discovery source. You'll also be getting information on where the recording is located and where the certificate is located. So if you're interested in downloading both the certificate and the recording, give us about 24 hours and we'll have those posted for attendees of this webinar. Dave or Kathy, anything more you want to add?
I would. We've been working on, we have a couple of other resources that are appropriate for families. One is called Baby Home Start and the other one is Home Start. And those are designed for families to do activities with their children at home. We've been working on trying to get those so that we can make some of those pages available for free. And so we will follow up with everyone and give you some suggestions on things you can do in the home to talk to your children and do activities while you're in the kitchen, living room, bath time, or for the infant toddlers is during routines. We also have a resource called the MESS curriculum. It's called the Marvelous Explorations in Stories and Science. And it's a free resource that we have on our website that we didn't create. It was paid for by the Office of Head Start. It's research-based science and math activities that families can do with their children that are really engaging, really interesting. And so we're trying to find ways that we can support you in every way possible. As far as programs go, you know, we got a call this, we represent another company called Kodo Kids, and they have some really amazing materials for STEM. And we had a program this morning order several hundred kits that we put together for them, for their families to do hands-on STEM activities. So if you're looking for resources that can help your families right now, or you need things for your teachers, you know, we really want to be here to support you throughout this time. And we really appreciate your support of the Discovery Source. And if it's the first time you're hearing about us, I've been in the field since 1985. I worked at Lakeshore for 25 years here in Southern California and throughout the world in management and with government programs. I love early childhood. We are committed to do whatever we can to support you. We hope to have a relationship with you in the future and do everything we can to be there for you.
Well done, Dave. And I wanted to say, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay calm.
Wonderful. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Kathy. And again, we appreciate the work that Discovery Source does and the sharing from the Santa Clara County Office of Education. Your information will be emailed to you in terms of where to access the certificate, as well as where to access the copy of this video. And of course, you can reach right to the Discovery Source on the web and find out more information. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.